So Nick Huber sent over one of his brand new Orcas for me to check out, and it looks like this. Check this out. That's amazing, right? Funnily enough, it has the exact same specs as my Gibson Les Paul 58 reissue from the custom shop. And my question is, which is the better guitar? But before we answer that, let's hear this bad boy. First of all, even without comparing, how did that sound to you? Did that sound like an actual good Les Paul? Let me know in the comments. So up until like 5 years ago, I was still convinced that the only real Les Paul sound could come from a Gibson Les Paul. That is until I played a Nick Huber Orca. And the ingredients are actually the exact same. You have a mahogany body, in this case one with a really cool kind of strange pattern right here. You also have a maple top, as you can see. You have 2 PIF style humbuckers, but you can order anything else as well. And then you have a couple of modern options that a usual Les Paul would not have. For instance, this little coil tab thing here, which splits the coils, and you got very usable single coil sounds on that guitar as well. All the other details are reminiscent of a Les Paul too. Mahogany neck, rosewood fretboard. So what you actually get is a Les Paul style guitar made by an actual master builder. And at this point I should say I'm not sponsored by Nick Huber. They sent me this guitar so I can check it out, but I definitely have to send it back. But before we get into comparing it to my Les Paul, let's hear some more sounds out of this Orca. Here we go. Gosh, I just love how this Orca sounds when it's at the edge of breakup. That just is a phenomenal sound to me. Also, real quick, can we talk about the color? That looks so steampunky to me. It's actually called Gold Burst. And what it does is it fades from a gold to like a nice brown, and that kind of gives it that cool industrial look. I love it. Now, how did I even get the idea to shoot this one out against my Gibson Les Paul? The reason is they both have the exact same pickups. They both have Häusl pickups, a VIN Plus and a VIN, which are hand-wired PAF type pickups made in Germany. So I thought, okay, I have a mahogany guitar with a rosewood fretboard, 2 PFs that are the exact same wiring, same configuration, same everything pretty much. The only minor difference might be that the body of the Orca is a little bit thinner and has a comfort cut up here where your belly is, which to me is actually very comfortable. So I thought, I love my Les Paul. I love the sound of this guitar. And I'm a guitar player, so I want to shoot these out for sure. Which actually sounds better in a rock context. So here we go. I recorded a track and I recorded the same riff and solo with both guitars. I didn't change any of these settings. I plugged straight into my Kemper both times and loaded up a Marshall Plexi profile. A little bit of reverb, a little bit of delay, but that's it. So let's find out which of these Les Pauls actually sound better. So, what do we think? Which of these Les Paul sounded better? Here's what I'm hearing. They actually sound very, very close. The sound differences that I hear are actually nuances. I can hear that the Orca actually resonates more. I can feel the body vibrate. That's actually one thing YouTube can't do for you guys. You can't feel how this thing vibrates. So I feel like the Orca has a little bit more sustain and it also has a little bit more sparkle on the top, which I enjoy a lot. It's actually very inspiring for me to play this guitar because even though this guitar has humbuckers, it actually has such a good top end. And when I roll down the volume and play with the edge of breakup kind of tone, it feels like I get this kind of twangy character out of this guitar that I can't quite get out of this one. This one sounds a little bit more mid-focused, a little bit more fat in the mids, and it has a little bit more bottom end. This one actually fits better in the mix just because it's not as fat and it doesn't take as much space. Whereas this one actually creates more kind of like a wall of sound or something. They both definitely have their character. Currently, I favor this one a little bit. Maybe that's because I'm just so used to this one and this is such a breath of fresh air right now. And I'm really enjoying this Orca right now. I had a blast playing it. Hopefully it can stay a couple days longer at the Jones's house so I can play it a little more. Because who knows, as inspiring as it is, I might write another song with that. Shout out to Nick Huber for sending this one. I had a blast playing this. See you in the next one. Bye bye.